And hello and welcome everyone to the comic multiverse where the worlds of nerd meet. And Matt, we are ready to eat well. Business has just picked up because this might be the biggest, well no, it absolutely is the biggest comic book news day of all time, and that is because it's a couple days after San Diego Comic-Con.
Yes, business is booming this week.
Mm-hmm. And again, I had to vaguely remember, I had to go back and listen to our show from last year, and it wasn't nearly as good. In fact, last year we were a little doom and gloom because not everybody showed up last year. This year everybody showed up.
I was just thinking that just before the show started. I was like, this has got to be like one of the biggest Comic-Cons. Like I think since last time Marvel Studios announced their slate, because that was when like everyone was there.
Yeah, in 2018, you and I were like doom and gloom and it being like, oh, I guess it'll never be as big as that again, huh? Because Marvel has D23 now, so they don't have to show up if they don't want to. But this year, they showed up and they showed up big, and we're going to get to all of that, but we're going to get to that. I've tried to put the news together in like backwards order, so like you get the news the way it was revealed to us over the week, so we're actually going to take it day by day.
Yeah.
But before we do that, how was your week, Matt?
It's pretty good. It was spent mostly getting ready for Comic-Con.
Yeah, I know, right? That's absolutely what it is, and I feel like some people were working way harder. I think this year for Comic-Con, and I might have mentioned this last week, but I know more people who went this year than I think ever.
Really?
Yes, and it's like, here's the thing. There are people who are right with me in complaining about Comic-Con, being like, man, I'll never go. It's too crowded. You never see anything. It's all on the internet the next day. And then I'm like, why did you change? Why did you change your minds? To which I find out later they were actually invited by some of the companies. And I'm like, oh, I guess the Cape Joel Fortress of Solitude comic multiverse invitation got lost in the mail, huh?
Maybe it's because I didn't have for the longest time until recently a work email address on my YouTube. I only recently just put that, and I've only recently just been getting promotional stuff.
Mm-hmm. It's important to do, everyone. That's a good YouTube fact right there. Also, hey, big corporations, how do you know the comic multiverse isn't ready to sell out if you don't give us the chance?
Yeah, well, we say we won't, but you offer us something like coming to Comic-Con, we'll shill hard.
Oh man, we will find new levels of shilling. I will get a tattoo of your logo on my chest.
I will get one across my forehead. That's how dedicated I am to that mobile game that wants me to pimp out their stuff.
Oh yeah, so many of those. And you know why they didn't do it, Matt? It's not because, we don't have like a good fan base and we don't reach a lot of listeners and everything. It's because we're Australian and Canadian and it costs more to fly us out there. They could fly out 2 other American influencers for the price to fly just one of us out.
That's the price we pay.
The price we pay for living in the land of the snow dollar and the Australian dollary-do. Which, again, makes me think for a second, like, should I move to a major metropolitan city? Should I move to America? And I'm like, no, not now. I don't want to. But yes, everyone, we do have news to talk about. And I guess we'll start with one of the earlier pieces of news, something that kind of got drowned out in the larger, big multimedia movie news, as is so often the case, I feel, at Comic-Con. The actual lifeblood, the comic books actually end up getting buried by the time it's all said and done.
Mm-hmm.
But Marvel Comics issue number 1000 is quickly approaching their big, 85-year anniversary issue, and it was announced that Miracleman is actually going to be having a story in this book, which I'm sure people are wondering, why is that big?
Yeah, that's pretty big. It's pretty big.
It is, because Marvel won the acquisition of Miracleman in a very complicated legal suey snafooey Neil Gaiman Todd McFarlane thing, and they've basically been sitting on this character and not doing anything with him.
Yeah, he was around for I think he was in some DC stuff in the most recent years, in terms of I think Multiversity. I think his concept was there.
Yeah, there's a lot of weird stuff. Miracleman is a very strange, twisty web, And, the fact is Alan Moore did a really great deconstruction of the character in British comics back in the day, which inspired so much, inspired Kingdom Come and Injustice and so many other things, and, kicked off the great British invasion of comics, if you want to look at it that way. And the fact that Marvel has had the rights and has done nothing with this character has been kind of amazing.
It has been, yeah. This is such a weird character that could potentially be like one of their next big hit if handled correctly. And maybe this might change. Maybe this is them testing the waters with him, putting him in this. It's do you like this? Do you like this character? You want to see more?
You know what the fear might be? Because he's a legal nightmare for who owns what and who owns so much of what. Maybe they were worried about that, where it's well, okay, maybe we just shouldn't put this character out until we know we own everything.
Yeah, maybe.
And also, too, the fact Miracleman has a lot of similarities to Captain Marvel and Shazam, because it's this weird, circular, incestuous history that all these characters have had. And they're look, we're trying to launch Carol right now into a thing. Maybe don't confuse people by saying, oh yeah, we also own Miracleman, and here he is.
Yeah, it's possible that's the thing. Maybe after... Captain Marvel, Carol is pretty popular as it is now, so maybe, again, this is the right time to introduce him. It's this character's kind of like that, but not.
Yeah, again, pay no attention to the fact that they have the same color scheme on their costume and they're both blondes.
Yeah, he'll probably get a new costume.
Probably. But, I just thought that was interesting from a historical comic standpoint. And if you see this character, Miracleman, in issue number 1000, and you're who the fuck is Miracleman? I never heard of this miracle guy. That's why.
Yeah.
That is
very
why.
Intrigued. I'm very intrigued by that issue 1000. It seems rather interesting where each page is a different artist and writer. And how are they going to construct a story around that? A through line. Yeah,
either it's going to be a beautiful piece of pop art, or it's going to be a fucking nightmare. Who knows?
Yeah, which is really strange as well, because they're getting Star Wars involved in it as well.
Yeah,
all their stuff. So I'm what the hell is going on in this book?
You want to talk about another potentially $1 billion, but also probably potentially artistically bankrupt idea? How have we not had Marvel versus the Star Wars universe yet?
Oh, it's coming. And I know a while back. Oh wait, no, he did that for DC. I know Alex Ross did art that for a thing he pitched Marvel, where it was DC versus Star Wars and stuff. So I'd be very intrigued to see why they haven't done that yet, or maybe that's a thing. It's okay, this is the break glass when company going bankrupt or something.
This is crossover the Ultimate Universe with the 616 universe. When we're officially out of ideas, break this glass.
When the office is on fire and people are shredding the documents, this is what we bring out.
How do we get everyone back? How do we do it? Star Wars Marvel crossover, that's how. Oh shit, speaking of which, I didn't write this down because I didn't write down a lot of the Star Wars stuff, but we're getting a Kylo Ren and the Knights of Ren mini-series from Charles Soule that's actually going to be coming out before Rise of the Skywalker, and it's going to actually basically tell us all the history that I'm assuming the movie won't be able to touch all on.
Yeah, he's been hinting at this for months, and this is something he's wanted to do for a long time, and more power to him. His Vader series is probably one of the best since Marvel got the brand back. Yeah. He knows these characters really well. He writes like Vader and Palpatine and all those evil characters really well, so I'm very intrigued to see what he's going to do with that.
I mean, you ask yourself, how come Charles Soule hasn't been writing any new superhero comics in a bit? He was all over the place with Daredevil and Swamp Thing and Inhumans, because he's been busy with Star Wars.
Yeah, he's the go-to guy with Star Wars. He's also got a really cool project with Scott Snyder coming out, a comic with Scott Snyder coming out.
Is that the one about what if America got stuck behind a wall and what it would become?
Something like that, yeah.
I know Snyder was all talking about that. It's his big new creator-owned thing, which sounds great and very topical and very timely. Oh yeah, what if America was cut off from the rest of the world behind a wall? What an interesting piece of science fiction that would be.
I like to think it started off as science fiction, and then they're like, oh no, someone stole the script and gave it to Trump.
Oh crap! No! You just read the first couple pages. No! Trust me, it goes bad at the. Oh well, it's done now. But more from Marvel in the realm of comics. Marvel announces a new Spider-Verse title with artists from the movie, no less.
Yeah, this looks really cool, and it's not a continuation of the movie Spider-Verse.
No.
It's just set in the Spider-Verse with similar characters. It doesn't have all the characters that were in the movie, and it's got like new ones like Spider-Man and ones we saw recently in Spider-Geddon.
Hey, did you like the Spider-Verse movie? Probably you liked it more than the actual two events called Spider-Verse, so let us give you more Spider-Verse in the vein of the thing you liked and not those two other things you just kind of put up with.
Yeah, and since it's by the artist from the movie, it's going to look amazing.
Yeah, in fact, I hope they do a cool thing where, I hope every page reflects the character, and I hope we get some really interesting art shifts.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'll definitely check this one out. Miles is leading the charge on this one, as he should be, because, it's his property now.
Yep.
Which, talk about good future-proofing for that. I know I wasn't the biggest fan of the other two Spider-Verses, but I'll definitely at least pick up issue 1 of this.
Mm-hmm.
More Marvel news. They're teasing something with 2099 that apparently they might be bringing back the 2099 stories. They might be bringing back that imprint, or it might just be the name of an event. We don't know.
It's almost certainly coming back since Miguel O'Hara was in the most recent Amazing Spider-Man issue.
Yeah, what's up with that? Just out of nowhere, hey, here's Spider-Man 2099, everybody.
Yeah, from the future, coming through a time portal or something.
For no reason at all, here he is.
Yeah, so, yeah, that'd be really cool, seeing more of that. I'd hope that we get to see a bit more outside of the Spider people in that universe, like the Punisher 2099.
Oh, yeah, it was really weird. Doom 2099, who's actually just the same person.
Yeah, stuff like that. And hopefully, maybe they might do something like that, because they recently did those secret warps. They did a bunch of annuals for that, and I haven't read any of them. I've like flipped through the first one, and it looked pretty cool. And I'm thinking maybe they might do something like that, where it's all like a series of like annuals, one shot sort of things.
Yeah, that'd be cool. I would like to see them do some new 2099s, like Champions 2099 or Miss Marvel 2099. What did they become in the crazy far off future?
That'd be cool.
Yeah, because it's like, we got the old 2099 stuff, and yeah, you're definitely gonna revisit Miguel O'Hara, and you're probably gonna revisit the Punisher, because those are the ones people remember, but maybe do some new shit too. People forget as well, 2099 was a launch pad for some other characters. Most of them didn't make it, but but still, it would be fun to be like, all right, here's our new future character, and here's a whole future timeline that we're trying to get happening.
Yeah, it'd be even cool as well, because you could technically have that as, I wouldn't call it a second imprint, but like a second series to the actual, all the Marvel stuff that's happening at the moment, since it's set so far in the future, it wouldn't affect anything that's happening in those books, so you could basically kind of do whatever you want.
Absolutely. I hope Peter David gets involved in this, because I know in his last it wasn't X-Force, it wasn't X-Static, it was the corporate X-Men
It was
team.
one of the X books.
In one of the last
one
X
of the
books,
billion X books that are happening at the moment.
One of the billion X... Oh, God, this was like 5 or 6 reboots ago. He was doing an X-Men comic I really enjoyed with a corporate X-Men team, and the twist that he never got to finish was the guy running the company was actually secretly from the year 2099, and he only came to the present because the Maestro had taken over the year 2099.
Ooh, that's interesting.
And Peter David clearly fucking loves the 2099 concept, so I really hope he's involved in one of these.
That would be really cool.
Yeah. In fact, hey, is this secretly a Peter David event? Have they just been sitting that? Do they pull that out of the desk and like, oh, this looks fun, let's do this?
Yeah.
Especially because, too, over at DC, what are they doing right now? Oh, Bendis's Millennium, Legion of Superheroes, Booster Gold, all the heroes from the future? No kidding, huh? Ain't it funny when it looks like the companies look at each other's paper?
Yeah, like they were doing for not X-Men, Avengers and Justice League for a minute there.
Yeah. I really hope that someone at Marvel, again, that Akira Yoshida, looked over at DC and he was like, what? Bendis is doing a future event? Well, fuck you. 2099 is coming back in a big way.
That's probably why in the most recent Fantastic Four issue, the final page was literally like all those Justice League offer tag-ons that the most recent issues has. Like, I'm not even joking. It was
Oh, with the little robot, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Except this time, instead of Lex, it was Doom, offering the puppeteer something.
That's hilarious. That's way too funny. We'll talk more about Doom in a minute. Another thing they teased is Marvel going to be doing a new Annihilation book as well, either a new event or a new something with Annihilation? All answers would point to yes.
Yeah, the answer is yes, and we actually got like a little piece of art, but it wasn't all that much. It was just what's his name, the Nihilus on there. So I'm excited. More cosmic events. I'm up for that.
Same, especially now when it seems like Donny Cates is the architect of this new Marvel cosmic renaissance with Venom, with Guardians, with Silver Surfer, and everything else. So yeah, okay, sign me up for that.
Yeah, I'm down.
I mean, what is it? The new Guardians team is basically the Annihilators anyway, so sure, why, let's do it. Also, Donny Cates keeps reminding us about the Inhumans, so sure, let's all get together and have another big cosmic fight with Annihilus.
Hey, if it means the Inhumans come back, I'm all for it.
And you know they will. What else do we got going on here? Oh, Mary Jane is going to be getting a miniseries.
Cool, I guess.
Yeah.
Cool.
I'm down for that. I'm probably more down for it now after reading that last Spider-Man issue where she basically got a whole B-plot to herself where she defeated Electro.
Yeah. I actually just finished reading that issue. I thought that was really cool.
It was a fun one, and also too, she's getting back into the movies again. She wants to be an actor, so this could be like a fun little send-up of Hollywood too.
Yeah, well, she wants to get back into the movies, but Mysterio's writing the script.
It's me. I've moved from special effects to ghost writing, but I really want to direct.
Yeah. Is he gonna start groping people next? Become a real Hollywood executive, a real villain?
Oh no, he's just Harvey Weinstein coming to my office.
That's gonna be the thing. He's gonna remove like the dome, the fishbowl. That's gonna be Harvey Weinstein. What's in it, Kevin Spacey or whatnot.
It was me all along. I am a villain. Now watch me get a camera crew to come to my house on Christmas Eve and we'll film a video where I apparently don't know the difference between reality and the characters
I'll be in character, so people will know whether if it's not funny or serious or whatnot.
Hollywood's fucking weird.
People are fucking weird.
People are fucking weird. You go get him, MJ. You go fix Tinseltown, why don't you? In 5 to 6 issues. Again, I mentioned it before. Doctor Doom is also coming back for a series too.
Yeah, this should be pretty good.
It should be. I wonder, is Doom getting a big solo push now, independent of the Fantastic Four? Because, hey, why have just a Fantastic Four movie at Marvel when we could also have a Doctor Doom franchise as well?
Could be happening. I know there was for a minute there a Doctor Doom movie being written by the guy who made Legion.
That's right.
So, and I think recently as well they said that like Kevin Feige had met with him, so maybe they might be repurposing that script.
I mean, Doctor Doom is just so endlessly fascinating, and I think after we saw that, infamous Iron Doom actually sold pretty well. Yeah,
for as long as Bendis gave a shit about it.
Exactly, until he stopped giving a shit. But yeah, there's definitely an audience there for people who want to read it, and I'd like to read a Doctor Doom book.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So, what is it we got moving on here? Some interesting one-shot news. The Red Goblin is going to be getting a one-shot now. Okay.
Cool.
Remember the Red Goblin? It was Norman Osborn after he took a bunch of Carnage symbiote.
After he took a bunch of, like, LSD and ketamine.
Yeah, seems an odd character to give a one-shot now, but okay. You do you, whatever. I thought we were leaving that era behind and, onward and upward with new stuff, but alright. I guess he's just one of those cool images.
Yeah. I guess he is one of those, like, ones that were kind of like how Carnage was to begin with. It's like, he's cool.
Yeah. Don't you want more? I'm like, I kind of got my fill the first time.
Yeah, it's like,
right.
yeah, I'm okay. I'm okay.
Also, I think we're going to be pretty carnaged out in the next little bit after Absolute Carnage.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's coming.
It's coming. It should actually be pretty good, though.
Yeah.
It is Donny Cates. So here's a weird one for you. Moving over from Marvel Comics to DC Comics. DC didn't announce near as many new things, but what they did announce was really fucking weird. So you know how they've been on like a killing spree with all the different imprints?
Mm-hmm.
You know, get the fuck out of here, Vertigo. You know, we don't even know what you are anymore, young animal. Get the fuck out of here. And everything. New Age of Heroes, never heard of it. Get the fuck out of here. But, so after canceling all those imprints, they're apparently coming back with more imprints now?
This really confused me because they for like a week there they're like, no Vertigo, none of that shit, no young animal, get the fuck out of here. And then they're like, okay, we got this new imprint.
So there's regular DC, which is for everyone, like a DC Kids, a DC Young Adult, DC Black Label, and there's probably some fucking more I'm missing in there, but...
Well, there was rumors as well that they're bringing back the Elseworlds imprint. Like, not Elseworlds, but like the imprint.
Right.
So again, more of that. I'm waiting for like DC elderly, DC senior citizens. You know, they've got like the younger generations covered. They need to have these books, which is just like
big print.
Big, large print books. So it's like 800 pages for like a volume of Batman or something.
That's funny. Just big ass print. Everything sounds like NPR.
Yeah, it all comes with like audiobooks, so and like the sign language person in the corner, and
it's gonna be great. The only really thing that interested me out this is apparently Cassandra Cain is going to be getting a Batgirl book, but it's in one of these young adult lines, so it's probably not in continuity.
Yeah, that's like the other weird thing. Like these young adult books aren't actually in continuity or anything. Or like, there's the young adult novels as well, and none of them like really matter at all.
This seems so backwards and so like wrong-headed, especially when you need only look at Marvel and to be like, hey, you know who's killing it at writing books for young people and books for everybody and books for young adults? Marvel. Because they got...
You would think that they, like, these young adult books, you'd think they'd do it in a way where they're not in continuity, but they set it up so that if the child wants to access these comics, they can.
Yeah.
Like, end it in a way it's like, if you want to find out more, pick up this book and it'll carry on the adventure and stuff like that.
Yeah. It's the weirdest thing, and to think Marvel just spent a couple years and being like, no, here's books about young people facing young people problems, which has always been the modus operandi for Marvel. I mean, look how popular Spider-Man was, and this is just what we're going to be. And we got stuff like Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur, which is directed solely at children, and we got that new Unstoppable Wasp book and Squirrel Girl, which also, based, very much for a young adult crowd, for a different type of comic reader. But here in DC they're like, no, everything needs to be tiered and everything needs to be in its own imprint and get rid of the old imprint. It just seems wrong-headed.
Yeah, it's just so strange. Yeah, and the brands as well seem very like knee-jerk reaction sort of thing, whereas like, is this brand going to be still around like in a year? Probably not.
Yeah,
they're going to end up bringing back Vertigo because so many people wanted it.
Because so many people are so mad about it. Yeah, weird stuff. But hey, some good stuff for DC. It was announced that the Doom Patrol will indeed be getting a second season, and I'm very happy about this news.
I am very happy too. The thing that makes me really confused though is that the show is going to be on the DC app and that HBO app
at the same time. So you don't even need the DC app if that's the only show you like.
Yeah, you don't need it. That's just so strange. It would have been even like more fucky if they let us like, if you want to catch the first half of the season, you got to watch it on here. The second half is, it's like, oh, I better not give them ideas.
You can see who the real big dick swinger in this relationship is between DC, Warner Brothers, and HBO. HBO's like, we'll take it too. No, we're going to take it too. And guess what? We're probably going to have it available in other countries that don't have the DC Universe app yet.
Yeah, it's somehow just going to be on these stations that like at the moment here in Australia, we don't even have Doom Patrol on anything.
No.
I have to like use a VPN to access it and all that sort of stuff. But we have Titans, which is on our Netflix.
Same here in Canada.
But yeah, we don't have anything else.
Which I love that. Give me the one thing I don't want.
yeah, you have this and you'll like it.
Yeah, really. What a weird way to run an app. The app will continue. The app is not dead as people were reporting it was.
Mm-hmm.
But
It's not dead now.
It's not dead, but it's Schrodinger's app. It's dead and alive at the same time. It's alive in so much as it's still putting out content. It's dead in so much as its biggest hit is going to be simulcast somewhere else. And the actual profitability of it when they're not releasing it in other countries and not even talking about releasing it in other countries yet has me highly suspect. Like, that can't be a good way to run a business.
That's the thing, that this feels like it's their like trial run to see, okay, we'll compare the numbers and we'll see if it does well on the HBO app, we'll leave it on there. We won't have it on the DC app because it wasn't performing well there, and it probably will perform well on that HBO app because that HBO app won't just have like a single genre's worth of stuff. Like, it won't be just superhero stuff.
Yeah, it'll
have Game of Thrones, Chernobyl, all this stuff, Westworld, Watchmen, all of the stuff that the HBO shows are doing. So it's got a lot more variety than what the DC app has. So I definitely would buy that app.
Same. I haven't watched Chernobyl yet, but I hear it's really good.
It is really good.
I hear it's the feel-bad story of the year.
It sure is.
Which, man, what does that tell you about how fucked up the general state of modern 2019 time is, that everyone's big escapist show is Chernobyl? Escape into a simpler time when things weren't nearly as fucked.
Yeah, when a nuclear meltdown was just a trivial thing that happened.
It was cute because it was happening over there. Again, too, you mentioned the Watchmen thing. I didn't even write that down. Yeah, we got a newer, bigger, longer trailer for the HBO Watchmen show. And once again, I can't say it's good or bad because I'm mainly just confused by it.
Yeah, I saw some stuff in there that looked like really cool, but yeah, I'm just really confused by it. So it's like a sequel to Watchmen. Mm-hmm. But it's set in a different universe than Watchmen. It's so weird.
And here's better fucking hope you saw Watchmen or read the book or something, because it looks like we're not going to be doing many flashbacks.
No, not at all.
It's very, very weird. I feel like I would like this show and this premise way more if it was called anything but Watchmen.
Oh yeah, if it was called something else, it'd probably be really cool. But yeah, since it's got that Watchmen name on it, and it also looks to like completely like not understand, like the movie The Watchmen, not understand the story of Watchmen, like what it meant.
Yeah, where it's like, look at all this super cool action and violence. It's not what Watchmen was about.
No, it was, if anything, about the opposite of that.
Yeah, it's like, look, we're all literally gonna kill each other if we keep this up. And also, they seek to tease like, ooh, but what if Dr. Manhattan comes back for this?
Yeah, ooh. Is Superman gonna show up and punch him and kill him? Has he been rewriting the universe?
Now that's how you get me invested in
Are they
Watchmen.
gonna delay the last 2 episodes months?
Someone said on Twitter, and they had the perfect point where it's like, hey, what's going to come out first, the first episode of this or the last issue of Doomsday Clock?
Damon Lindelof had to reshoot all of the film, so
it could happen. Who the fuck knows? But yeah, Watchmen, I can't say good or bad yet. It's just confusing.
It is. It's very confusing.
Another thing that's confusing, but this is confusing every time it happens. The Boys premieres later this month on the 26th, so like Friday.
This week of us recording this, it comes out.
It premieres, and they've already greenlit it for season 2, and episode 1 hasn't even aired yet. Why do they do that for shows? I'm not saying it won't be bad. I don't know. It just seems like bad business.
Yeah, it's very jumping the gun. It's like, for all intents and purposes, like everything I've seen, like reviews of like the first episode, people are saying it's like really good. But yeah, like I hate when they do this. Like we gotta greenlight 10 seasons now, and it's like, oh, don't do that.
I mean, I guess it's easier with shows like this because you can show them the stack of Garth Ennis comics and be like, look at all the material we have. Look at all the shit we're barely gonna have to write.
Yeah, that's true.
It's all here, and it's all done, and it has a beginning, middle, and end. We can't even fuck it up like Game of Thrones or Dexter or anything, because someone already did that for us.
That's very true. As well, like, the people behind it, Seth Rogen and Evan Goldberg, they've kind of got a proven track record at the moment with like Preacher, which is also ending this year as well.
Is it really? I was gonna say, they made Preacher into a hit, even though I didn't like Preacher because it wasn't anything like the comics. But
yeah, I liked it because it wasn't like the comics and did something new.
If anything, I wish I didn't read the comics before watching the show. I feel like if I had nothing to compare it to, I might have liked it more.
Yeah, that's fair.
Which, here's another thing too. The Boys was always going to be a hard thing to adapt because it was always Garth Ennis at his most like guttural, scatological, arguably most puerile, even immature self, which is has always been a part of him. Where it's like, yeah, I like dark stories about war, but I also like Looney Tunes comedy and poop jokes. So sometimes I feed this beast, sometimes I feed this beast. and the Boys was always kind of about that. And I wonder, even if they sand off the edges just a little bit, I feel like that almost might be good for the Boys in a TV show type way.
Yeah. I think it will fit the TV genre quite well. I am interested to see because, as you mentioned, it's like the comic is like shockingly graphic with some of the stuff it shows.
To the point of almost being an edgy boy, but he's a professional edgy boy, and he did this before that was even a thing. Very, very trauma, very trauma movie. Yeah. So
I
would call
it. I'm intrigued to see what exactly it's gonna do and what it's not gonna do, but as well as it's got the thing where it's on a streaming service, so it doesn't have to worry about network TV. Funny rules, can't say fuck after 9 p.m. or something, stuff like that.
Costumes look good.
Yeah, they all look pretty perfect. And I like Carl Urban as Butcher. It's different, but it works.
I just like Carl Urban in general. Yeah. It's a shame they couldn't have made it a few years ago when it was clearly supposed to be Simon Pegg and who's the other guy? Clive Owen, when it was clearly supposed to be those two.
Well, Simon Pegg is in the film. Is in the show.
Oh, is he actually?
Yeah, he's playing Huey's father.
Oh, that makes sense. That's okay.
So he's technically the real Huey.
Okay, the Boys. Okay, you got me. Man, to talk about another thing where apparently our invitations got lost in the mail, I've been talking to a bunch of other comic book YouTubers. Apparently they've been working really hard, Amazon, to work with other comic book channels to try and, get the word out and promote it. Yeah, they didn't write us.
Oh, god damn it, I fucking love the Boys.
I know, we would have been soft sellers for this. I love Garth Ennis, what the fuck? I love Seth Rogen. I have
the whole fucking series on my bookshelf.
Friggin', what is it? Seth Rogen is Canadian. And come on, Seth, you don't look out for other Canucks? What the fuck? Joel's gotta eat. Joel's gotta get beard oil for his new beard. You think this is cheap? It ain't cheap, Seth. I liked Longshot, though. That was a funny movie.
That was a pretty funny movie.
It was a funny movie. It's also a total fantasy that a guy who looks like Seth Rogen could get with Charlize Theron. Also, Ice Cube's son is good in that, too. I think that dude's gonna be a big movie star. Where were we? Oh, yeah, Comic-Con. More app news. Young Justice Season 4 got greenlit. No word on what it's gonna be, but it's coming back for a 4th season.
That honestly surprised me because I thought season 3 was going to be their last. They're like, okay, fans wanted to give it to them and then just move on.
I think they couldn't not give them a 4th season at this point, considering how fans, marched and complained and letter wrote and tub thumped and did everything humanly possible to get this show back. They basically moved heaven and earth. They did what the Firefly fan base and so many other fan bases couldn't do. They actually got their show resurrected.
Yeah, they didn't hand out pamphlets, which is intriguing.
No, it's almost like they were more well-adjusted or something. But yeah, they got it back, and clearly, as Greg Wiseman has said, he's like, oh, I have a show Bible for this that starts from the Golden Age and ends at the Legion of Superheroes. So I have a story, I know where I'm going. Please let me go there.
Yes, please, Greg, just tell us that story, that big Bible you have. Give us that. I'd love a show. I'd love a show, a season of it, set in the Golden Age, where you don't have all the heroes that we know, where it's completely new, young heroes from the 40s and stuff. That'd be really cool.
like hang out with Jay Garrick and them when they were young and when they were just starting out as heroes and they had to make it up as they went along. They're all like in their early 20s.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
That would be. We've seen it in flashbacks when it's like, oh yeah, when Red Tornado joined the team, yeah, totally, yeah. Or no, and the other Reds, Red Torpedo and Red Volcano, when they joined, oh yeah, they were super young back then. I want to see a Magic season because we've been going really hard on the cosmic space stuff.
Mm-hmm.
If we did a season 4, I want a Magic season. I want John Constantine to show up because you're on an app now and you can have him smoke and swear a little bit and do whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I want to see, I want to see, like, I want to go to the Themyscira. I want to see what that looks like in this world. Let's build an episode around Wonder Girl because she's there, cool. But they never build anything around her. That'd
be cool. He mentioned, like, Legion of Superheroes. That'd be really cool. Go to the future.
Have them come back in time. Yeah, there's a lot of potential. Also, too, if they're doing a 4th season, it means they're probably going to do another time jump, which means we're probably going to have the Super Sons in season 4.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, I forgot they're, like, building up towards that.
Yeah, we're going to have the
Super kind Sons. Of building up towards that.
Right. It's a background thing. We'll get there, which, hey, that would be cool, because if that means if you did that, that means season 4, you could have Dick as Batman having fully evolved to that level, Damian as his Robin, and also you could have Jason Todd running around as Red Hood because we've set him up as well.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Oh. Yeah.
So, and then we could also get like more Red Arrow stuff and like all those like clones that he has in the private security, with the private security, more shit of that. And
I do like that stuff. It's funny, you know. I know they'll never do this, and it's a shame. It's the one thing that kind of brings down season 3 of Young Justice. You can tell they made it for considerably less money than those other two, because you don't got a toy company putting up half the money to push some plastic for you, and that's the dirty secret about doing TV animation. I wish they would do this, and I know they never will for season 4. Hey, maybe cut the like order down from like 26 episodes to like 13 episodes so you can maybe spread that money around a little better.
Yeah, and as well, like focus the story a little bit more. Because like this season, well, this like the later half of the season has been pretty good because I've recently just caught up. A lot of the episodes kind of seem like filler. Like in the first half, that private security one, while was good, it was a filler episode.
No, it was just say, hey, what's Roy up to these days? Yeah. This is what he's up to. It's funny, you know, it's a show that evolves very much from this is a show about this team, this generation of young heroes, and every season more and more we kind of get away from them to be like, no, this is a show about the DC universe, which is a comic reader I'm cool with because, like, look, I know these characters backwards and forwards, but if you're not as well versed in that and you're seeing this, you're like, oh, well, but go back to the team I started watching for.
Mm-hmm.
Is I'm sure would be the problem, but you know that's for another day. But yeah, that's Young Justice. Got a season 4. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Also, too, with DC Animation, they're remastering Batman Beyond on DVD, which is, you know, works for me because I never bought it on DVD, so I'm down for that.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, and hopefully, too, if this sells really well, they'll do more stuff with Batman Beyond. That seemed to be the subtext of them coming out with this new expensive collection. They're like, buy lots so we can do another thing.
Yeah, I hope the Superman animated series gets a remaster next. That needs to get a remaster. That and, like... Have they remastered the Justice League and Justice League Unlimited? I know it was kind of out on Blu-ray, I think, but I don't think it was remastered.
I want to say they did for Netflix, but I might be wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or at least it didn't need to be as remastered as Batman Beyond did, because that's like the, what is it, like cutoff point from like film to digital.
Mm-hmm.
It was like right there at that point. That conference they did for Batman Beyond was really great if you're a fan of Bruce Timm and Paul Dini and all their stuff. But it was also really fucking depressing too, because old man Bruce Timm was like, "Look, guys, we know you loved that animated Wonder Woman movie we did. We know you loved Mask of the Phantasm and Return of the Joker, and these are really important stories to you that defined your whole generation. But they didn't make any money. They were considered financial failures, and that's why we couldn't keep doing more of them."
Yeah, and that's why all the animated films are what they are now, which is just like Batman, just like pumped out.
Yeah.
Although in saying that, they did announce like that like they seem to be coming away from that because they announced like a Superman Red Sun animated film.
Supermans.
Yeah, they announced the Superman Red Sun and then an original film called Man of Tomorrow, which will be like an origin, which kind of confuses me because I'm like, wait, aren't they like still in the New 52? So like, because they have that continuity from War, but now it's like reborn Superman because of that Death of Superman stuff. It's so fucking weird.
Continuity is the worst thing they've ever done for those movies. They all should have been their own continuity. They all should have been easy to pick up and watch from start to finish. That's why Fatal 5 was so good, because it just exists in its own continuity.
Yeah,
that's why it's the best one.
Yeah. And it had an actual art style to it that like lent itself to the story. Whereas like Hush recently, I watched Hush recently, like it's just completely devoid of all the creativity Jim Lee's art brought to that story.
Oh yeah. And it's actually one of the better ones they've done, Hush. And it's
I didn't like it.
I
didn't like the fucking
ones.
twist at the end, where it's like you didn't need to do that. Like you didn't need to change that whole twist to make Riddler the villain.
Spoiler, but also I mean it's also it's not even really a fucking spoiler, because if you read Hush, they toy with that idea anyway, where it's like but he was really the one.
Yeah.
Again, I question what these movies even are for anymore in terms of audiences, because like I was watching that movie and I'm like, oh man, they're really showing their hand pretty early with this Dr. Thomas Elliot thing. This should be pretty obvious. Are they doing it for people like me who know what the twist is going to be? Are they doing it for like kids who have never seen it before? Well, it can't possibly, because they're swearing and doing other adult things. It can't possibly be for kids anymore. Oh, they've changed the twist anyway? What?
Yeah, It's so I have no idea who those movies were for anymore, and I have to think it's just like they put them out there, so they're in the shops, they're on the shelves, and people see them and just like pick them up because it's Batman.
I guess just for serial Batman fans, but yeah, Hush, a confused adaptation, but I would say I didn't hate it as much as something like Gotham by Gaslight, where it's like, oh, you fucking ruined it.
Yeah.
With one simple thing, you ruined the whole goddamn thing.
That's what I'm worried about with Superman Red Sun, because it's got a hell of a twist at the end. I'm like, I know that's not going to be in the movie, and that's going to ruin the whole fucking movie.
They're 2 for 2 now in fucking up twists, so
Yeah.
Don't do like big epics that have twists at the end, and never do Long Halloween.
Oh God.
Never do fucking Long Halloween. But, alright, what else we got going on here? Ooh, this is what you chose to actually be the thumbnail for this episode, because I know you're such a fan, and honestly, I was a fan too. The Witcher Netflix show got a big pricey trailer.
It did, and it looks pretty good. I still got some reservations about it, but it looks pretty damn good.
Again, we kind of get both worlds here. You're a bigger fan and know way more about the world and the lore than I do. I only know what I picked up from playing Witcher 3, and I'm like, oh, this is cool. That's a Geralt. Yep, that's a Rivia. That's those things. I
know those things. I've seen them before.
That's a Roach, probably. I don't know. I don't know fucking what his horse is called.
It is called Roach. Or he calls all the horses he ever has Roach. Simpler than naming them.
So there's Roach 1, 2, and 3. But yeah, looks fun, and also, hey, I'm stoked I get to like Henry Cavill in a thing again.
Which I watched the panel for this, and apparently, like, he campaigned hard to get, like, he was approaching the producer before they even had a script or the production had even started. Like, he was getting his managers to like call them every day just to get him in the room and everything. Wow. So he really wanted this, I think.
How is it too? He has more personality playing the guy who is supposed to be a emotionless mutant than he got being, the symbol of truth, justice, and the American way, Superman.
Because there's actual writers on this. Because the woman writing this, Laura Histrich, she's written like Defenders, Daredevil, West Wing, all of those like really cool shows.
I'm down for this too, because I think post Game of Thrones, I think there's a nice little niche for epic dark fantasy.
Oh yeah, and this is definitely that.
And also, much like the Ennis thing we talked about before, you see this fucking pile of books and stories here that we can adapt?
Yeah, there's a big pile of short stories to adapt.
How's the creator doing with this? Because I know the creator is one of those guys who's just like, damn, I should have signed a better deal.
Yeah, well, I imagine he's probably getting ready to sue them or something because he didn't get the right deal because he's an idiot.
Yeah, didn't he sue people over the games because he like signed it away because he never thought it would actually be a big a deal as it was?
Yeah, before the first game came out, he like took like a one time deal and just like no one, these games aren't going to be popular. Then with like the second and third game, they got wildly popular, and he got really butthurt and decided to try and sue.
Oh no, me Scandinavian writer, this will never be big. My story about The Witcher. Oh no, it did really good.
No, but I think for the show he's a consultant or something. I don't know.
But he doesn't get like an executive producer credit like Ennis does.
As far as I know, I don't think so.
I guess we'll find out. If you see a name you don't recognize in the credits, Hans Ververgeman was that guy. Swedish chef, yep, that's the one. Other TV show news here. Burt Ward, Linda Hamilton, and more slated for the CW Crisis on Infinite Earths crossover event.
I was waiting to talk about this because it's not Linda Hamilton. She's Sarah Connor from Terminator. You mean Linda Carter.
Linda Carter, sorry. See, I clearly saw the person who fucked up and wrote the wrong line.
Yeah, no, so yes. Burt Ward is confirmed. I think Linda Carter's like rumored, but it's going to be announced soon or something. But yeah, that's pretty damn cool.
That's great. I like that. Let us give a love letter to all of superhero television here in the CW universe, honoring what came before, the good, the bad, and also too, fucking Brandon Routh is gonna be Kingdom Come Superman as well.
Yeah, that was big news. That was big news.
What a wonderful coming full circle story from Brandon Routh. Oh no, I was the Superman people hated, but no one hated me that much. Hey, getting back on television, being in the DC universe. Lots of fun references about me wearing blue suits, and I'm Superman again.
Yeah, that's really cool, because when it was first announced, it just said he was coming back in as Superman, so everyone's like, oh, Superman returns, that's pretty cool. But apparently, like, because WB's fucking morons when it comes to, like, embargoes and stuff, they wouldn't let him have the Superman Returns costume or like any of that shit for some reason. So they're like, well, fuck it, we'll make him, we'll make him Kingdom Come Superman, which I imagine he's still going to be the Superman Returns Superman, but it's going to be like the Kingdom Come version of that.
Right. I'm totally down for that. I love them spreading their wings and getting to do all these fun mythology gags and comic book deep cuts and references. Once again, for, anyone who gets down on the CW universe and says, oh, the CW universe is bad, I don't see the movies doing this shit.
Movies wouldn't dare do this.
No, they wouldn't dare. Put some respect on the CW universe's name, everyone. They're putting in work out here in these streets. Yeah,
I am interested to see, like, because we're doing Crisis of Infinite Earths, I'm wondering if his Superman's going to be the Kal-El role, or the Earth 2 Superman.
Interesting, possibly.
Yeah, it would make sense.
Yeah, also, does this mean he's going to play double, triple duty?
I think so. I think he is going to play Superman, Clark Kent, and Ray Palmer as well.
Interesting. Also, hey, what about the Smallville Superman? What's he doing these days?
Apparently, he's been cast in Arrow Season 8. Apparently.
Because, I mean, they already made that big reference in the last crossover. They used the fucking theme music from Smallville, for Christ's sake.
Well, see, the thing is, he could be Clark Kent in that series because, like, Season 8 of Arrow, I kind of want to watch because it's implying that, like, most of it's going to be about Oliver going with the Anti-Monitor to recruit other heroes for this crisis, because that's where the last season ended, with the Anti-Monitor recruiting him.
Showing up, yeah. Okay, yeah, that actually does sound like something worth watching.
Yeah, and also the shows, apparently, because the crisis takes place basically in the mid-season for all of the shows, apparently what it's going to happen is the first half of each season is going to be pre-crisis, so they're going to have a villain for that half, and then the next part is going to be post-crisis and have a new villain for that half of the season.
That's good for all the shows, because they should do that anyway, because the CW pumps out so much content in a year, and it's hard to keep a villain interesting for that long.
As well as like Flash is having blood work as a villain, and it's like he's been in like 2 issues of the most recent Flash run, so like there's nothing you can really do with him. So
no, it's true. Also, isn't that the dude from Heroes?
Yes, yeah. I'm blanking on his name, but yes, he was
Mohinder?
Yes, he was Mohinder Suresh in Heroes.
Man, I love that all the Heroes actors have basically reincarnated on other better superhero shows.
Yeah, they've become other heroes.
And I like he's just being his creepy fly version of himself he was in, like, season 2.
Yeah, yep.
But he does have a creepiness about him, so, good on him for being this weird vampire guy. What else do we got going on here? Oh, there was an X-Men panel this week, Matt, for Comic-Con, and holy shit, did they just open the floodgates and, X-Men washing all over us.
Yeah, we're getting like 1 billion other books.
Which, okay, like, I know X-Men was a huge cash cow for you, Marvel, back in the 90s, and you really want to get back there, and you're really stoked to have the movie rights back, which means you can make all of these more, but it's too much. Make one X-Men book people really want to read, and then you can spin off from there. Don't have the, Hickman's reimagining, revitalizing everything, and 5 books on top of that.
Yeah, what they should have done X-Men, which is what they've done. That's like their main book. And then New Mutants, which again is another book they've done. Not the, it was like 6 or 7 books?
Well, I mean, all of these have been other X-Men teams before, but still, it's just too much. And I say that, and I like all the teams they have, and I like all of the mutants they put together on these teams, but I hate that I know I'm never going to be able to read all of these, either because work is going to keep me buried in other stuff, because I won't be able to commit enough channel real estate to it, because I know I'm not going to be able to pay for all of these X-Men books. And again, it's like you're shooting yourself in the foot before you've even started.
Yeah, having all these books that's probably gonna like run for a long time and be intersected with each other, so you're gonna have to read this book even though you're not reading this one. And
and basically why I've been totally fine cutting X-Men from my diet.
Yeah, I do want to pick up because it's goddamn Jonathan Hickman. Like, I'm picking up House of X this week, but
naturally,
yeah, there is some there that I won't pick up. Like, I won't pick up, was it Fallen Angels, because it's written by Bryan Hill, and I literally, like, just before starting this, read his Batman and the Outsiders, and it was like a piece of shit. So.
Man, Edward Hill seems like a nice guy.
He does.
And I hate that we always seem to end up dogpiling on him, whether because I don't like his retcon in Detective Comics, because I didn't like his work with Miles, because he's actually an advisor on that Teen Titans show. He's in Toronto right now advising on season 2 of Teen Titans, and we hate that. It has nothing against you, sir, if you watch this. I really liked your Killmonger book. I've liked a lot of your indie stuff that you've done. You seem like a really great dude. I don't want you to think that this is personal. I guess our tastes just don't jive, but I'm sure if we hung out, we'd get along.
Yeah, I really wanted to like his Outsiders book, but it's just meandering at the moment. It's like not doing anything like something hasn't already done, or it shouldn't be doing what it's doing.
And you gave that 3 issues, which is more than I gave it. I read his Detective Outsiders, and I'm like, nope, not interested. And I feel bad for him because they pushed that shit back like months.
They fucking did as well. And they were promoting the fuck out of that Outsiders book as well.
And then they just stopped.
Yeah.
So messed up. But yeah, let's go over the titles. So obviously we got the House of X, Power of X that are coming out very soon, but these are the next wave of books, what they're calling the Dawn of X line of books that are going to be coming out. We got New X-Men, written by Hickman, which I guess means I have to read this now too, because they're all connected, I imagine.
Yeah, I'll be reading that main X-Men book because it's the main X-Men book.
Exactly, and the lineup is actually really fucking cool on this one. It's basically the extended multiversal Summers family and Wolverine.
yeah. Again, Wolverine not getting his solo book.
Yeah, that's very interesting. He's in all of these other books and in a ton of miniseries, but no standalone book. Very funny. Very, very funny indeed. But yeah, so the lineup on this one is Cyclops, his brother Havoc, their father Crosshair, their other brother Vulcan, who I hate Vulcan because I think he's one of those like really overpowered 90s bullshit characters, but I love that he's here now with everybody. Then you got Jean, and then you got Hope, and is there anyone else I'm missing? Or is that everybody?
I'm fairly certain that's everyone.
Oh, Cable.
Oh yes, how could we forget the other Summers?
The Sun, and this is Old Man Cable too. We have Old Man Cable and Young Man Cable too, both at the same time now. Don't ask me how.
Yeah, just multiversal weirdery.
Just fucking deal with it. And Wolverine. I just love them, and they're in space too. Why are they in space? I don't know, but I have to read it to find out.
Yeah, I'm always intrigued when they send like X-Men to space, because it's something that should happen. Like, you'd think that would happen more, but like when it happens, it's like, oh shit, that's actually quite cool.
They did it all the time in the 90s. That's where we got the Phoenix Force and shit.
Yeah.
And Lilandra, my mind. All of that was from times the X-Men went to space. But yeah, that one looks fun. Then we got Excalibur, written by Tini Howard, who, man, she is just a writer on the rise right now. Between
she's killing
Thanos. Oh yeah, she's just killing it across the board. And again, I don't think I've ever read an Excalibur book before, but I want to read this. Because, you know, you got Apocalypse as a member.
Yep, Gambit, Jubilee.
Rogue is on it too. So yeah, they got all the fun members. Also, they got Captain Britain.
Mm-hmm.
But okay, so this is where shit gets confusing. So Betsy Braddock was Psylocke, yes?
Yes.
And she was a British woman in an Asian woman's body. But then they split the characters again right before they found Wolverine. So now the British woman is Captain Britain, and the Asian woman is still being Psylocke.
Yeah, it's very strange, and yet the new Captain Britain seemingly has Psylocke's powers.
Has the energies. Again, I haven't been reading X-Men, so I don't know how they hope to square that circle, but that's kind of a cool have your cake and eat it too moment.
Yeah. We also got who's the other guy there? Richter, I think, is his name. Richter or something.
Yeah. I don't know anything about Richter.
Honestly. Yeah, and then like Apocalypse, who is a good guy now following all those other X books. I guess that's one thing they're keeping. Yeah, the last thing I read was from Matthew Rosenberg, that Uncanny, where he was like fighting Nathan Summers.
Right,
or something.
Who is evil Jesus.
Yeah, yes, very evil Jesus.
Man, that's gotta suck for Rosenberg and all. Hey, we got the rights back. We're carrying X-Men into the next era, everyone. We're gonna be the status quo that sticks. Oh, we got Hickman, huh?
Yeah,
I gotta wrap it up.
Hickman kicks in the door and like wipes his desk out of the way, and
yeah, you can leave now. Don't let the door hit you on the way out. That's okay, Rosenberg. We still love you. You can write another Kingpin miniseries. Your Punisher is good. You can do more street level stuff. Actually, hey, Matthew Rosenberg, it'd be cool to have a guy who I'm assuming is Jewish with the last name Rosenberg write Moon Knight.
Ooh, yeah, that'd be cool. Moon Knight needs another book.
He gets one every so often. Wasn't Max Bemis Jewish? Didn't he write the last one? Or was he just really good at affecting, a Jewish character?
I honestly don't know.
Oh, well, that's neither here nor there. The other X-Men book, Marauders, which I've loved the Marauders as a concept. This is the weirdest team probably put together. So it's Kitty Pryde, who's got a sword. It looks like they're all on a boat and they're pirates now. Iceman, Emma Frost, Pyro.
Yeah, Pyro, remember him?
G'day, someone invited me on a book. This is great. Watch out for drop bears. I hope he's still Australian. But yeah, he's in the book for some reason. Bishop is there too, and they're pirates.
Yeah, with the Hellfire Trading Company.
Okay, that's an
cool.
That's an interesting. I mean, it's Gerry Duggan. Duggan is one of the best workhorses in comics. I'm sure he'll make something work out of this.
Yeah, I'm sure it'd be a very fun book.
Yeah. Not my favorite lineup, but, you know, my favorite lineup is actually probably X-Force from Ben Percy, because you got Beast and Colossus and Black Tom. Who invited Black Tom?
He invited himself.
You wanted Juggernaut, but he couldn't show up, right? So he just sent his buddy Black Tom, right? But yeah, that's probably the one I'm pulling for the most, because it has so many of my favorite mutants on that team. Also, Wolverine's on that team too, because you can't have an X-Force without
Yes,
Wolverine.
he's pulling double duty.
Triple duty, I think. And then you got Fallen Angels again from Bryan Edward Hill, which we don't know who's on the team just yet. It looks like X-23, the Young Cable, and Psylocke. And maybe it's only going to be a book of 3, but I assume with the name Fallen Angels, they got to have at least one angel in there somewhere.
Yeah, it'll be about going after Warren or something. I don't know.
Oh no, Archangel's on the loose again. We gotta again.
Oh no.
It's like that. It's like that's all he does or something.
Yeah, we got a New Mutants book as well, which is just like the original New Mutants team with I think some extra members or something, and they go on a mission with the Starjammers.
Also written by Hickman.
Yep.
So again, you might need to read that too, because he might refer to stuff that happens there.
Yeah, I might just read like the Hickman books, but then also like I want to read X-Force because it's Benjamin Percy.
Same, super underrated writer, super underrated super team writer. I don't think his Teen Titans run got any of the love it deserved, and again, he got some of my favorite mutants for that team.
Yeah.
But yeah, so there's all your X-Men books, everybody.
Yeah, they all seem pretty cool, but yeah, it
They
just
do.
feels like there's just too many.
They do look cool, and I'm never going to be able to keep up with them.
Yeah, I really wish they would have done like a book where like it was kind of like an anthology book where each issue was a different team.
Tales from the X-Mansion.
Yeah, Tales from Xavier's Academy or something.
Speaking of which, there's no Xavier on any of these teams. You notice that?
Yeah, is he still like a bad guy sort of thing? Because wasn't he like in Phantom X's mind, and then he was like,
yes, he was
fucking with Namor or something, or
yeah, he was being a bad boy last time we saw him, and I don't know if anyone's figured out that yet. Also, no Nightcrawler.
Yeah, maybe this is all the stuff that Hickman said that's like, oh god, the X-Men timeline in Marvel's a fucking mess.
Yeah, which I'm glad he just came out and said it. And
Yeah,
I'm
it's like,
thank
yes,
you, John.
you said what everyone is thinking.
Thank you. Also, too, he also, like, because he's a bit of a troll, and I love him for that. He's like, I pitched Gold Ball 3 times in my X-Men meeting. And I'm like, no, you didn't.
He probably did. Like, he probably did.
So Gold Ball, right? So Gold Ball, in case you don't know, was like one of the last New Mutants that, Bendis invented, and the joke is that he sucks, but that he keeps showing up and everything. When Bendis was done with X-Men, he's like, fine, I'm taking Gold Ball with me, and he'll hang out with Miles now, and they'll be friends. And now, notice when Solid and Mid took over the book, no one mentions Gold Ball anymore.
Everyone just forgot about him. It's like that mutant, who was it, Forget Me Not or something, where he was like on the original team and no one remembers him because that's his power.
Again, you see, you're pitching Gold Ball. I'd pick Hijack, the other new Bendis mutant. What's his power? Well, he can psychically steal vehicles. Okay.
Yeah. Oh, so it's like that one Tom Taylor invented, who's like a technopath.
Yeah. Also, he's Hispanic. Really? Really? You gave the carjacking ability to the Hispanic guy? Really? Jeez.
Bendis is known for his subtlety.
Jesus, Bryan. Also, was he a carjacker before he got this power, and is it just really fucking
Did he get
ironic?
bitten by a radioactive car? Did that start his X gene?
Ow, that Audi bit me. But yeah, so that's all the X-Men books. If you're an X-Men fan, your cup runneth over right now. And I do actually think this is going to be the era that sticks, because this is the stuff that they own now going into the movies. You might even see new shit now.
Yeah. We start getting new creative stuff with X-Men, not the same stories told over and over again.
Let's retread the same 4 or 5 stories over and over again because we're afraid of innovating because we wouldn't get to make movies about it.
Mm-hmm.
And speaking of, actually, no, we're not quite at movies yet. We got one last cartoon thing. This probably actually should have been up top with the DC stuff, but again, this got announced later. The Harley Quinn animated series for the DC Universe app.
Looks fine. Looks cool.
Yeah. Looks exactly like how I thought it would. You get a bunch of Jimmy Palmiotti characters in there. Cy Borgman, the old man who Harley takes care of, he's there. You got Dr. Psycho, which I absolutely love. They've worked him into something. Kite Man is there. Clayface. Yeah, it's a veritable who's who of D-listers.
Yeah, it looks really fun. I'm just hoping that it doesn't wear thin as quick as I'm thinking it will.
Right, again, you don't want it to be too much.
No.
I'm surprised we didn't see Red Tool in there, but I'm sure we will.
Oh yeah, there's got to be a big main character.
Red Tool, of course, everyone is Palmiotti making fun of it. Deadpool, Red Tool. The joke being that when he was writing the book, everyone's like, oh, Harley Quinn is just DC's Deadpool. He's like, fuck off, she is. I will create DC's Deadpool to prove you wrong. Dicks. Fights only with tools. What's that do? But yeah, that one looks fun. Hey, I'm just always up for more adult-centric animated comedy. And also, too, the fact that it's not really going to be an action show, it's fine if it's a little cheaper.
Yeah.
Great voice cast, too. I mean, anything with Ron Funches in it.
Yeah, Ron Funches is just the best.
He really is. Love that dude. He got to go to Comic-Con and he took a bunch of great pictures with his son.
Yeah.
What else do we got here? Okay, now we can officially get into all the movie news.
Oh, well, the big movie news.
Oh boy, here's the big one. Gird your loins, everyone, because it's coming. Eternals. The cast came out on stage, confirming a lot of what we basically already knew.
Yeah, really cool cast. I'm looking forward to all of that. Richard Madden, Kumnel, Yanjani, Angelina Jolie.
Yeah, lots of people I like.
Cool. Did you see the little bit of art they were handing out for it?
Yes, I did. Yeah, where it's all like spacey and stuff and very Kirby-esque.
Looks really cool.
It does. Again, I think a lot of people are asking, what is Eternals about? And it's like, wait for them to tell you what it's about, because I bet it's not going to be like what it is in the comics. I bet they're going full Guardians of the Galaxy with this and reinventing it from the ground up.
Do you reckon they'll do that, or do you reckon...
Oh, yeah.
You know what I reckon they're going to do with them? I reckon they're going to... This is like their chance to make, Justice League. Good Justice League. But they're going to make this team... I imagine basically the Squadron Supreme, in that they're like Icarus is kind of like Superman, but a little bit different and all that sort of stuff. They're going to do it like that and make the hero, because their whole deal is they defend Earth from deviants, stuff like that. So yeah, you could just do it like that. I'd love it like that.
There's a lot of ways they could go with it. They could Game of Thrones and be like, oh, it's about a family of characters with powers. Hey, we fucked up in Humans, but I bet we could do this right.
Yeah, we could just make these kind of like Inhumans.
Yeah, they're a royal family, and they're also kind of like gods, and also maybe Hercules will be in this too. Who knows?
Yes. Please let Hercules be in this, please.
I think whatever it is, it's going to be a vast departure from the comics, which is fine because no one's ever really made the comic book Eternals work. But again, hey, the Guardians were pretty much an unknown C-list quantity too before they came in and James Gunned all over the place. And I'm sure that'll work here. I like some people are telling me I don't know about this. It's an unproven what is it? It's an unproven IP. And I'm like, they were all unproven IPs and they've all been big successes. Are you bad at pattern recognition?
Yeah. Do you not remember Guardians before that came out? It's like, no, you don't, because that's the thing. They were unknowns.
Shit, someone actually tried to tell me that hardcore Guardians of the Galaxy fans are what drove people to see that movie.
Yeah, all three of them.
Yeah, and I'm like, where did you get this revisionist history? Because I vividly remember being there when it first got announced back when we worked at Name Redacted, and I remember hardcore Guardians fans being pissed because they were like, oh, the costumes don't look like in the comics. Yep. Why is Star-Lord's jacket red? And also this doesn't look like the Abnett and Lanning stuff. This is funny.
Yep. That people didn't like it, and then the movie came out and made like billions of dollars, and it's got sequels, and they're meeting with the Avengers and everything, and people love them.
Yeah, they went from C-list to A-list overnight. And again, too, who drove that engagement? Wasn't Guardians of the Galaxy fans at the time. It was Joe and Jane Popcorn. It was my mom who saw it twice because she just really liked it. And you know what? People like my mom like Angelina Jolie and will just see shit that she's in. Angelina Jolie made Maleficent a big deal.
Yeah, that's the thing. This is going to probably be the next Guardians.
Yeah, if they play their cards right. Now, again, too, will it have as much personality as Guardians? But I guess we'll see.
Well, see, that's where I want it to go be different, because I don't want it to be, this is just like another Guardians film. It's going to be funny. It's going to have good soundtrack and say, you do the next thing.
Yeah. What is the next thing? I don't know.
Exactly. They'll have to figure that out.
Yeah. Do you, really buckle down on family drama? Do you try and give people something from this that they're not getting from the other superhero movies? Because that seems to kind of be the overarching theme.
Mm-hmm.
Next up, we got Shang-Chi and the Ten Rings. We got our Shang-Chi cast. We got our Mandarin cast.
Yes, our Mandarin. I don't know whether you saw it, but when announcing this film, Kevin Feige had a little video play where it like referenced all of the 10 rings that have been throughout the Marvel, and there's like ones that I didn't even know, like there's one in Ant-Man and all that.
Oh,
like one of the guys there has like a 10 ring tattoo that's just hidden behind his collar, and it's like I'm like, oh, that's awesome.
See, we've been building up to this. Also, too, the guy they got to play Shang-Chi, not only is he Chinese, he's Chinese-Canadian. He's actually in that show Kim's Convenience, which I've never watched but want to watch now that I know it has.
It's so funny because that guy like a couple of years ago, like he was just like doing videos on YouTube, like just like in skits on YouTube and everything, and now he's just in a Marvel movie. And he said like when he got brought out, he said it's like I was just cast like 2 days ago.
Also, too, he what's the word? He rallied to get himself cast in this and get a meeting with Marvel on Twitter, which I think officially makes this guy the only person that's ever worked for. Ever. Hey, could I get 1,000 likes and I'll be cast as Shang-Chi? Yeah, apparently so. Which fucking good for you, dude. You seem like a solid dude. You seem funny. And I say with an unblemished record of heterosexuality, goddamn Shang-Chi is a pretty man. Get out of here with your 9-pack, Shang-Chi.
The only thing of actually this whole thing that I didn't really like is that they cast Awkwafina in the movie, and I'm not fond of her shtick. I think it's it gets tiresome very easily, and she seems to play the same character in everything she's in. So I hope she doesn't play that same character in this, because it would be totally jarring with like what I imagine the story is going to be about.
I'm glad you mentioned Awkwafina, Matt. I actually didn't know Awkwafina was a real person. I assumed the only thing I ever knew about Awkwafina was the joke they make on BoJack Horseman, where this like dolphin pop star is also called Awkwafina, but it's spelt differently because she's a talking dolphin.
Yeah.
I didn't know she was a real person. That's how hip I am with the times. I actually had no idea. And I'm like, what? They cast the talking dolphin from BoJack Horseman?
yeah, they're gonna like animate it in, and like they got like all the permissions and everything. Yeah, big character.
Oh, maybe you can explain. Is she a singer or an actress, or what does she do?
She's like a comedian, but she's like to my knowledge, she's like one of those comedians that is just like in that role as like the friend in stuff,
right?
And like her
forever cast as sassy best friend.
She is like sassy and everything. She's funny in some stuff, but like that's her role. I've always seen her in everything I've seen her in.
Right.
She's been that secondary character who's sassy, and it gets so tiresome very quickly.
Right. Well, I mean, hey, Marvel casting, they ain't got it really that wrong yet. So, we'll check it out. Maybe this will be her breakthrough. Have I seen her in anything?
I would imagine so. I think she was in like Crazy Rich Asians.
I didn't see that.
You're probably one of the only person who didn't see that film.
Probably not. Oh, she's in the next Jumanji movie. She's going to be in that Dark Crystal Resistance. Holy shit, she's having a big year.
Yeah, she really blew up after that Crazy Rich Asian film. Because then she was in like that Ocean's 8 movie, and then all this other stuff that's been picking up. Maybe this might help her become something more.
Right, I'm looking at her IMDb, and no, she's been in nothing I see. Oh, no, wait, she was in Neighbors 2, Sorority Rising. She was the, what is it? She was one of the Pledge Sisters. Okay, I've seen one thing she's in. But yeah, again, she was, even in a sorority filled with funny ladies, the joke was, okay, you're the one who's too much even for them.
Yeah.
That was the joke. Okay, I've seen her in one thing. Yeah, all right, fair enough. She's got good comedic timing. All right. I learned a thing, everyone. Joel learned who Awkwafina was. And I feel richer for it. Next up, we have more announcements. It's funny, the Marvel conference was interesting because it was half movie projects and also half new Disney Plus shows. And I sat there, and when I looked at the little board they put on, I'm like, wait a minute, these are only projects for the next 2 years. Oh, because when we get around to D23, that's when they're going to announce Black Panther and Captain Marvel and Guardians 3 and whatever else.
Well, it's funny you should say that, because in an interview after that, Feige confirmed that those films, plus one that was announced right at the end of this conference, is actually Phase 5.
Oh shit! So we're already right in the fucking future.
Yeah, so I imagine like maybe D23 will be like announcing Phase 5, like revealing those films officially.
Right, it's like get hype already, everyone.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's funny. I like the multi-tiered way they did this, where it's like, all right, here's some movie projects, here's some Disney Plus projects, which includes all the same people from the movie, so it might as well be a movie project. And also, we promise this time, unlike those Netflix shows, these are actually going to connect and actually be in continuity.
Yeah, like, you need to watch these shows to understand what's happening in this movie and stuff like that. That's cool.
I think it's so cool they did that. I'm so happy they did that. And in the back of my mind, I'm like, man, Feige, you never had any faith in those Netflix shows, did you?
I don't know whether it was that he had faith or like because of all the red tape and everything, he couldn't do anything.
Have full control.
Yeah.
And if I didn't have any full control, I might as well wash my hands of it, which, with between all this stuff here, the general attitude, and a casting thing later, it's just kind of like, yeah, we wash our hands of Netflix.
Yeah, and I've had to remind people, like, that doesn't mean the shows get unmade or anything. They still exist and are still amazing. They're just not in continuity.
Yeah.
They're a Marvel continuity. They're not the Marvel continuity.
And that could change too, where it's like, oh, we really want Charlie Cox back. Okay, we'll get him back. Or we really want Mike Coulter back. We'll get him back then.
Exactly.
And we'll deal with continuity snafus as they come up, because it's not like it's the first time we've double dipped on actors. But again, we'll get to that when we get there. The Falcon Winter Soldier show is officially called The Falcon and the Winter Soldier. And I'm like, it's like The Falcon and the Snowman.
Yeah, that looks really cool. Daniel Bruhl is back as Zemo, and apparently in like the little video presentation, he put on Zemo's mask and will be wearing it in the show. Yeah. Hell yes.
Fuck yeah. Which also, too, the fact that you've brought Zemo back and he's going to fight Falcon and Winter Soldier, I hope that means we're also going to be building up to Thunderbolts at some point. Where it's like,
what's happened in Punisher recently?
Where, again, Zemo's like, well, I couldn't beat them on my own, but I bet I could beat them if I had a team.
Yeah. Oh, that's going to be cool.
And again, if, like, Thunderbolt Ross is the one who lets him out of jail, imagine that.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be Thunderbolt Ross or, like, someone adjacent to him.
Maybe Richard or Rich Fortin.
That'd be cool.
Wouldn't that be fun to work him in? Yeah.
Yeah.
But, so that's fun. It's interesting about this because they've said, oh, yeah, Anthony Mackie, he's tried on his Captain America suit and everything, but this is still called The Falcon in Captain America, or in Winter Soldier, not Captain America in Winter Soldier.
I imagine the show's going to be about him fully accepting that role, and by the last episode, he's going to be in that costume, because they played with that in Endgame, where he's going to take the role, but like he's still very unsure whether he can live up to that role.
This will be his mission, learning to accept the role of Captain America and being like, oh no, this Zemo guy fucking sucks. I better put on the Star Spangles and kick his ass.
Yeah, and that may even play into the fact that maybe he thinks like, oh, Zemo's back and everything. He had stuff to do with Winter Soldier. Bucky should really be Captain America, and maybe it leads to them sort of like not fighting over the shield, but like deciding like who gets it.
Right, who will wield the shield?
Yeah.
I like it. Should be good. That's again, these are really becoming must-watches. Hawkeye, we got some more word on that with Jeremy Renner, and oh boy, do you like the Matt Fraction run? Because we like the Matt Fraction run. Kate Bishop's going to be in this show, and also, look, we took the font from the comics, too.
Oh, yeah. I'm so happy about that.
I mean, really, why would you make a Hawkeye show if you weren't just going to do the Fraction stuff? And Hawkeye, the Fraction run is so perfect for television.
Yeah, well, apparently as well, like, it's apparently going to be set in the 5 years between Infinity War and Endgame, and we're going to explore his life as Ronin as well. So I imagine it might have it might sort of try and combine those two with like him living on his own in like an apartment with like Pizza Dog. And
so you get to have him being sad and shitty, but also let him have a happy ending with his family.
Yeah, and he maybe, and I have to imagine, like, because he's no longer Hawkeye at that point, I imagine there's going to be a woman running around that's like using a bow, and she's like, and it's Kate Bishop, but she's not doing a good job. So he's like, I might as well teach her.
Also, too, the most important thing: tracksuit Draculas.
Yes,
tracksuit
yes,
Draculas.
bro, yes.
Bro, hot guy, bro. Look, Marvel, whoever does the casting, you really should bitcast the tracksuit Dracula cronies. And all I'm saying, bro, is me and Matt, bro, be tracksuit Draculas. I will bring my own tracksuit. I have several tracksuits. Please let me get punched by Jeremy Renner. That's all I want. Can we make that a campaign, Matt? Can we have you and me cast as tracksuit Draculas in the upcoming Hawkeye show? I think with our, small amount of B-list internet fame that we have, we can make that happen. I don't want a big part. I don't even want a walk-on part. Shit, I don't even need a stunt double. Jeremy Renner can just punch me in the face as hard as he wants. Just let me be on this show. Just let me hold that to my chest. But yeah, Hawkeye should be great, and I really hope this opens people's eyes, because I know a lot of people who don't read comics are like, Hawkeye, why is Hawkeye getting a show? Because he's secretly great.
Yeah, he's had some really great runs, and again, that Matt Fraction run
is maybe one of the best, and the fact that they're just straight up adapting it is really, really cool.
Yeah.
I wonder if we'll touch on his family too. And this, I mean, I guess it's a show, so you can do as much as you want. Like, I want him to be like, yeah, I was in the circus of crime. Yeah, my brother Barney and my shitty adopted father Swordmaster.
I have to imagine they'll touch on that, or maybe even like lean into it, where it's like, yeah, after my real family, my wife and kids and everything got snapped, I like obviously got depressed, became Ronin, and that led me back to like the circus of crime and all that sort of stuff. And yeah,
that could even be season 2 stuff if you don't want to touch on that. Him being like, oh, I got my family back, I'm so great. Oh no, my dad and my brother are back now, and oh shit, I have to team back up with Kate again.
Also, like, not to like get people hyped, but it'd be really cool as well, like, now that you got mutants back, you can do Thieves Guild and like bring in Gambit and like all those people, and like Black Cat and stuff like that.
Oh, the Tease Guild. Oh, Bobby Boucher. I like it, Matt. I like it a lot.
Yeah, that'd be so cool.
And hey, from one tier member of the Avengers to another, we got our first word on Black Widow, coming out sooner than we think, coming out sooner than all this other stuff.
Less than a year away.
Less than a year away, we're getting Black Widow. It's going to be a prequel. Mm-hmm. No duh.
Set before the events of Captain America: Civil War.
Right, and so we're gonna finally figure out what happened in Bucharest.
Yeah.
Or Budapest.
Yeah, it looks pretty cool. Did you see the piece of art Andy Park did with her fighting Taskmaster? Yes. Taskmaster looks cool.
Yes, I love the fact that Taskmaster is going to be the villain in this one. Also, too, David Harbour probably as the Russian Captain America, Red Guardian.
Yeah, he's pretty much confirmed. His character's name is Alexei. That was Red Guardian's name. He says he has a complicated relationship with Captain America. He's all about. I imagine he's going to be. Cause he's a big guy. I imagine he's going to be like a retired Red Guardian or something, like Red Guardian from like the 80s or something.
Right. Or Russian super soldier serum keeps him young.
Yeah, something like that. Maybe he's just like really big. I remember people saying it's like, oh, he's a big guy. Maybe he's just going to be Ursa Major. I'm like, that's typecasting.
Don't be sizist. I mean, also, I love, too, that he was playing so coy all week leading up to this. Where it's like, hey, are you the Thing? Are you the Thing in Fantastic Four? Can't talk about it.
I would have just said yes.
So, yes, he had a Marvel role, but not the Marvel role you thought.
Yeah, it sounds like a really cool film. We got Yelena Belova in it as well.
Yes.
Apparently there was like a fight clip between her and Black Widow, which was really good.
Right, her Red Room sister, which a lot of people are beginning to theorize. Okay, so Black Widow is dead, and Scarlett Johansson is acting a fool on social media. Maybe we could replace her with her blonde sister, and that way we get a blonde Black Widow like we did in the comics.
I have a feeling we do, because they cast like a really young actress. Her name's Florence something. She was in Fighting With My Family and that new Midsommar, and she's getting really big at the moment.
Also, too, as someone brought up, hey, wouldn't it be interesting? We're all thinking it's going to be like the Red Widow or something, or someone to, take up the Widow mantle. What if it's the Unstoppable Wasp? What if it's Pym's illegitimate daughter?
Ooh, that'd be interesting.
Wouldn't that be some shit? Just ha ha ha! This is actually connected to Ant-Man. Everybody, you didn't know it. Ant-Man 3. She comes back and Pym's like, "Oh, I had another daughter I didn't know about."
Yeah, Michael Douglas did fuck around, so.
Oh no, Michael Douglas! What do I do now?
Yeah. What's really interesting as well, they didn't announce the casting for Taskmaster, so I'm wondering if they're maybe just gonna do how it's in the comics. You never see his real face, and it's just someone, and maybe they'll just get a voice actor to play Masters.
Keith David is Taskmaster.
That'd actually be pretty cool.
He's really good. He would be perfect. Tim Curry is Taskmaster.
and he does his Pennywise the Clown voice.
Yeah. Oh no, Black Widow. Everything floats down here in Russia. There. See? I've written an amazing movie. You can't tell me I haven't. Doctor Strange got probably the biggest announcement, his sequel in the Multiverse of Madness, which, for everyone who is maybe a little bored by the original Doctor Strange, thought it maybe played a little too safe, which I personally did. Don't worry, because the next one they say is going to be a horror movie.
Yeah, and if the title didn't give it away, the title is an actual reference to John Carpenter's In the Mouth of Madness. And if it's anything like that film, it's going to be fucking insane.
Which I am totally down for, because, the best thing that Doctor Strange movie had going for it was its trippiness, and given the fact that the director made horror movies before he made this,
it's in his wheelhouse, and as well, the villain is apparently Nightmare, or Nightmare factors into it, which makes sense, because he's been getting a real push in comics lately.
Indeed. It also makes me think, are we actually putting Baron Mordo on the back burner now for this one, which I'm fine with that anyway.
They'll build him up in this movie. He'd definitely be in it.
He's got to be the Joker. It's no, you got to fight me in the third movie because I'm the one villain people know you have. Which, man, as I said in that Doctor Strange, Baron Mordo was just so affable and such a cool dude. I was genuinely disappointed when he became a bad guy.
Yeah. Chiwetel Ejiofor, damn good actor.
Yeah, just a cool dude.
Yeah. I'm intrigued by it, and we also got the casting news that Wanda Maximoff will be teaming him up with him in this film, which is perfect.
It also, they say this takes place directly after the events of WandaVision, so you gotta watch WandaVision. Yeah, WandaVision
was another thing that was announced, and apparently it's going to be nothing we've ever seen. Again, it's probably just going to be adapting the Vision book by Tom King, maybe.
Which that's fine, because it's still probably the best thing he's written.
Yeah, of course it will be changed, because it's got Wanda and everything in it, and Vision is dead now, so
yeah, we'll have to figure that out. Is this going to be her trying to resurrect him? Is she going to fuck with reality and House of Exit trying to bring him back?
My theory is that Vision doesn't actually exist, and it's all in Wanda's head, because his loss broke her. More loss in her life, and it broke her, and it lives in her powers, because their powers were connected. So she's kind of gone crazy with it, and maybe even someone like Monica Rambeau might be able to help her, because Monica Rambeau's in the fucking film,
which is amazing. That's oh yeah, she's aged up. We totally got Spectrum now, everybody. You got Captain Marvel, and we got Spectrum.
Yeah, I wonder if they're gonna include Blue Marvel in it.
That would be fun, too, to get him in there at some point. Then you basically got a whole Ultimates team ready to go eventually.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I'm actually super stoked for this Doctor Strange movie.
Yeah, it sounds really cool.
Yeah, I'm all for that. But we're not done yet. We got two more earth-shattering announcements. The next one was Taika Waititi took the stage and said, guess what? I'm back for Thor 4, everybody.
Yeah, but my Akira movie got delayed.
Yeah.
It might not get made now.
Yeah, but please see my Hitler movie, though. I know it's a hard sell, but please go see my Hitler movie.
I play Hitler.
I promise it will be charming. But yeah, Thor 4 is called Love and Thunder, and I'm man, that sounds like a 80s Ronnie James Dio song. Also, the theme of this movie will be Rainbow in the Dark by Ronnie James Dio.
Yes, they played it on stage.
Man, I love that this series just became so self-aware and just knows its shit now.
It knows the shit. The logo as well looked really cool. It looked like a He-Man logo, like an old '80s He-Man logo you'd see on like the ads.
Did you ever think that Thor, which, I think people were lukewarm on when it came out. Personally, I loved the Brandon one, but I'm weird like that. Did you think that this would be the series that would continue and be the first one to get a 4th installment?
I honestly didn't. I thought it would probably be like Captain America. But yeah, this is awesome. I couldn't be more happy. I love Thor as a character.
Same. He's only gotten better.
Yeah, in comics and like movies at the moment.
It's an amazing time to be a Thor fan. And also, you're probably wondering, well, wait, how can Thor be here if he's also in the Guardians of the Galaxy? Well, the answer is we're going to be getting more than one Thor now because Natalie Portman came out, picked up the hammer. We're getting Jane Foster Thor as well.
Yeah, they paid her a godly amount of money probably to be in this film because she wasn't actually in Endgame. That was all like pre-made stuff for like Thor: The Dark World.
She's had a contentious relationship with Disney and Marvel, which I cannot blame her for, because if they gave me such weak sauce romantic love interest stuff in the 2 movies I was actually in, yeah, I would have slept walk through shit too.
Yeah, and as well with this is it doesn't appear like, or we don't know yet, that like what's her name, that really annoying one from the first 2 Thor films,
Kat Dennings.
Yeah, she ain't coming back, though. If she did, I have to think she'll probably be pretty good, especially under Taika Waititi's writing.
Yeah, I want to see Taika Waititi's version of what the fuck was her, Denise or something?
Oh, I don't fucking know. I can't remember. It's just so forgetful.
Kat Dennings playing Kat Dennings.
Yeah.
Is all it is. Yeah, I would be interested to see Taika Waititi's take on her. Like, she actually has a great job now. Like, she's gotten, like, super rich in between movies or something. Like, something really funny. Like, again, like, if you can make Korg and all those other characters work.
Yeah, so, yeah, this is so cool, and I can't wait to see this. We get more Valkyrie as well as they call her King of Asgard, but it doesn't make any much sense because she's queen.
Gender neutral, man.
I guess so, yeah. Gender neutral ruler of Asgard, of New Asgard.
Hey, of New Asgard. Which I like they call it New Asgard, because I really thought they were going to call it Asgardia and take some pointers from, like, the Straczynski stuff, where it's like, oh yeah, Asgard's a thing, but we're just above Broxton, Ohio now in a space station, or we're just above that little fishing village.
I was kind of hoping they would do that too, and like build up to something like Fear itself, like sort of thing, where like Asgard gets attacked and everything. I imagine they might. They can still do that. Could.
A lot of places you could go there. They also say, too, that Valkyrie's new mission in this movie is that she's looking for a queen of her own. I'm like, oh, so that's why it's Love and Thunder, because it's a love story.
Yeah, that's a really interesting title, and I'm intrigued to see what they're going to do with all these characters, especially, like as we mentioned before, like, Thor is in Guardians as well, but he's going to be in this film because it's named after him. So, like, are the Guardians going to be in this? Is he just... I hope there's, like, a Joker who's like, the Guardians, like, left me on a planet.
They ditched me.
Him after, like, the first week.
Yeah, they got sick of him, and it's like, oh, can we please dump this guy back on Asgard? you know there's going to be a bit like that. Or like, oh, hey, couldn't the Guardians come make it? Nah, they were busy.
They're not answering my calls.
Yeah, they're not answering my calls. We get, like, a little bit there of Chris Pratt being like, no. What? It's not like it's life or death or anything. They didn't announce who the villain was going to be for this, did they?
No, I don't think so.
Wouldn't it be interesting if we got, like, Gore the God Butcher or something like that? If you're already rating Jason Aaron's idea bin, you might as well give Gore the God Butcher.
I have to imagine they are, because Taika Waititi did say he's, like, was reading that, and I imagine...
Hela has the Necro Sword.
Yeah, I imagine Mighty Thor isn't the only thing he gleaned from that. They will be like, surely. We'll get Gore the God Butcher or someone.
Something like that. This is great news, too, about doing the female Thor, because I know it's going to make some of the most worst behaved aspects of comic book fans on the internet absolutely piss their britches. So, that should be fun.
It already is. I've got to show you this one thing about, like, when Taika said that Thor is Thor and Jane Foster is the Mighty Thor. People seem to think that this role was created for Portman for this film, and they're like, it's been in comics for quite a number of years now. And it's like, yeah, but it was made after that she was in the film, so it was made for her. I'm like, it wasn't, but okay.
Whatever you have to tell yourself, man, and I do mean man, because that's probably what you are. Also, don't you feel nostalgic for this, Matt, for the shitstorm that I'm sure we'll have to live with until the movie comes out? Doesn't it take you back to the halcyon days of 2014 when all of this was new? Everything new or everything old is new again.
Time is repeating itself.
If I could save time in a bottle, I wouldn't do this shit again. But yeah, that's Thor. Thor's gonna be great. I'm literally in love with everything they've announced about this so far. Cannot come soon enough.
I know. It's coming like next year or the year after or something. Some ridiculous time.
2021, which goddamn, we're already gonna be in Star Trek times at that point. The year is 2021. Joel and Matt braved the hellscape to make it to the Megaplex so they could watch Thor Love and Thunder. The killbots were on the streets, but luckily the juggalos whose makeup allowed them to trick the government's facial technology took it to the Megacorps and defended them. Thank you, juggalo defenders. Whoop whoop, they said. And then they took off their shirts and jumped through some barbed wire, because it's what they do. They're superhuman, don't you know? And, obviously, this was a huge jam-packed show, and it's like, oh, well, how could you possibly have more than this? This is, massive and amazing. What could you possibly have next to top this, Matt? What did they have?
What did they have? Oh, they announced... Firstly, they announced, or Kevin Feige announced that they are doing Black Panther 2, all those movies. He mentioned Fantastic Four and X-Men, so they're in development. And then he's like, there's one more thing. We got Mahershala Ali out on stage, and he's playing Blade.
Holy shit. I am what a genuine surprise that no one called. No one knew anything about this.
That's what Kevin says. He's like, I'm surprised no one leaked this, or this wasn't theorized.
Well, I think it's because we've been theorizing Blade for so long. Is what took Marvel so long, because Blade was an actual bankable franchise before even the days of the connected Marvel Cinematic Universe. So the fact that it took them this long, I think we thought that Blade was going to be a Disney Plus show or a Netflix show, but he got a movie.
Yeah, he's got a movie. We don't know literally anything besides Mahershala Ali is in it, and apparently.
And what more do you need to know?
Yeah, and that's going to be the first movie of Phase 5.
Cool.
And yeah,
I like that.
Cool. I am more than happy for that. Blade gets his own movie again.
As he should, as he really, really should. Also, hey, that means vampires and monsters and shit like that exist in the Marvel Universe. And with Doctor Strange being a horror movie, that means there's a whole paranormal side of the universe we haven't even seen yet.
That, I feel, is going to be the springboard for this. We set all this stuff up in Doctor Strange 5 movies ago, and now it's paying off in Blade.
Because vampires are real.
Yeah, I'd love as well as Blade comes in and everyone's like, hey, we didn't know vampires existed in this world. Vampires don't exist, they're not real. And it's Blade's you're welcome.
Yeah, you're welcome. I help.
You haven't seen them because of me.
Goddamn suckheads. Some motherfuckers always try to ice skate uphill. Everyone keeps saying too, it's can Wesley Snipes be in here in any way? Can he be the new Whistler? To which everyone's you don't really want Wesley Snipes to be in this. No. He has a lot of problems he's dealing with.
They'll have to CGI his eyes open.
Yeah.
Yeah, but apparently this movie happened just because Mahershala Ali just called up Kevin Feige and was I want to play Blade. And this was just after he won that Academy Award recently. And they're right, okay.
Whatever you want, man. We don't even care. We're double dipping in Luke Cage. We fucking sold those costumes. You can be whatever you want.
Oh yeah, that's another thing we did talk about. They were auctioning them off on the show floor of Comic-Con. Yep. They're just these are the costumes, have them.
Man, what I wouldn't have given to be able to buy a Luke Cage hoodie.
I would love Daredevil helmet or something.
Yeah. Oh no, my head's too big. My head's bigger than Charlie Cox's. Crap. Well, it'll look nice on the mantle, though. But yeah, that's great to know that if you just catch Kevin Feige on the right day and be hey, can I be X? He'd be sure.
Yeah, he's yeah, cool.
He's like a leprechaun. You gotta catch him, but once you catch him, you get to be cast as whatever you want.
Yeah, you get one wish.
Can I be Galactus? Yeah, whatever. It's gonna be mostly CGI anyway. Yeah, sure, you can be Galactus. You can do the motion capture. You get one phage wish, but only one. And on that note, Matt, I think we've actually talked about all of Comic-Con, and we're about as long as we normally are when we do one of these shows.
Yeah, it was a lot to unpack and digest.
And there's still going to be stuff coming out too in the next couple weeks.
Oh yeah, we got D23 next month.
Oh yeah, that's only just next month.
Yep.
Okay, so what are we thinking for D23? Trailers, naturally.
Maybe trailers. I know there's probably going to be like Guardians stuff, like they're going to officially announce those films and everything. Maybe unpack a little bit of Phase 5 since Blade is the first film in that. Maybe more Blade stuff like director or something. We're going to be getting Star Wars stuff there. I know we're getting Mandalorian stuff, like trailers and stuff like that. So that's pretty cool.
I am all for the Mandalorians.
Yeah.
And I guess on that note, everyone, we can start bringing the show to a close. Matt did some new audio wizardry, so if this show sounded excellent, you can thank him.
I tried.
He tried his best. But thank you, everyone, for listening. As always, you can find the show over on Patreon first. We usually record this Sunday night, so it usually goes up there around midnight when we're done. You can become a patron for as little as $1 a month. Everyone else, the video version that you're probably watching right now, goes up on YouTube Wednesday at 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, and the audio version, completely adless audio version, goes up on SoundCloud and iTunes and all other adjoining audio apps on the Thursday. So, never miss a beat, never miss the show. And thank you so much for watching and listening. We really appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you, everyone.
Yeah, and we'll see you again next time, everyone, for a show that probably won't be as jam-packed as this.
Yeah.
All right, so good looking out, everyone. Bye-bye.
Bye.